I decided to run a report today about Constance Bay. So we're in a flood and I live here and I wanted just to show you how much water we have. And a lot of houses are under the water, but it's not as drastic as it was in 2019. When you buy property in Constance Bay, it's very important to know where exactly is your property located compared to properties that are underwater. So you can always call me and ask. I lived in Constance Bay for 15 years and I can give you a very good idea what's happening in Constance Bay during flood of 2017, 2019 and today, 2023. So let's go with my car and see the properties that are under the water and then we're going to come back.
Famous boat launch in Constance Bay is completely under the water. In the middle of the season, towards the end of the season, it's 6 to 7 feet out of the water. Today, you can't even see it. Going north after boat launch in Constance Bay, all of the front yard properties covered with water. And this water is not coming from the river overflow. It's the lowest point of the peninsula. The waterbed is higher than the grounds. Constance Bay is the peninsula with houses built by the perimeter of this peninsula, and in the middle of the peninsula is the Thor Bolton Forest. These are the houses are backing to Thor Bolton Forest. Here you can see the lowest points in Constance Bay. Lowest points of Thor Bolton covered with groundwater. So we got to the lighthouse. I would say that the lowest point of Constance Bay are from the boat launch to the lighthouse. In 2017 and in 2023, which is today, the worst of the flood stopped right here. In 2019, the flood continued much further. Here is the water access east of a lighthouse. As you can see, no river overflow on the water access. Now we turned around on Bayview Drive. Let's check out the waterfront houses. City of Ottawa distributed lots of sandbags. People working at the community center all day to prepare sandbags. And then city trucks distribute them to the water access and to the lowest points of peninsula. Here is the water access of one of the lowest points in Constance Bay. In 2023, no water overflow. We're in Bayview 800s here, and it is starting to be a lowest points in Constance Bay, and we can see that the water is here. It is groundwaters, not the river overflow. These are all old, very old inventory that was built in 1960s, maybe even before, and this is not built by the code. After flood of 2017 and 2019, lots of people bought out the flooded houses and built a beautiful new houses instead. Those new houses are built very high compared to the waterbed, and hopefully they will not be flooded. As you can see here, lots of new inventory on the water side. And as you can see, it is not flooded at all because the ground is brought up. And here's the lower point again. Bayview in 800s has still a lot of old houses, and for sure they're underwater, but also a lot of new inventory. This is an absolute lowest point in Constance Bay. It's a place of ice bridge for snowmobilers to go to Quebec. The Christmas trees collected in Constance Bay to build this bridge are still there because this year it wasn't cold enough to build the actual bridge. In 2019, water overflow from the river and the groundwaters from Terbolton met right here, and the road was completely washed away. The hydroelectricity and gas were cut off and people were evacuated from those areas. Lots of changes from 2019. The properties were uplifted and lots of new inventory came up in Constance Bay. Now we have a beautiful new houses on the waterfront. You can see a difference in a new build code and an old build code. And this is our peninsula turning into Buckham's Bay. This is the high point of Buckham's Bay, and it's not much potential for flood. And here's the boat launch. This is my first video of this series of videos about Constance Bay in the spring. Lots of cut wood after the ice storm in April. And here we complete our journey of driving around peninsula and reviewing the flood of 2023.
Constance Bay Peninsula starting to tip a little bit into the water from about 800s and numbers of the houses. And as you saw, it is a lot of water and water in culverts and the water in some houses that are located very low. So it is the table of the water is very high. So right now, after 2019, lots of houses were sold and people built up and uplifted their properties. And although it is a lot of water around on their properties, it is no water. And also by the code, you cannot do the basements, maybe half a basement, but it has to be on the top of the water bed. So this is it. I just happy that I had an opportunity to show you our beloved Constance Bay. It's beautiful to live here, but it is some circumstances that you have to know and you have to be prepared for to be living in a waterfront. Interested to purchase in Constance Bay? I'm always available for you. You can reach me at any time and the phone number is below. Just let me know how I can help you.